Dr. Varacon, distinguished guests, it's a great honor for me to be here back in. I was a little afraid of being here after the World Cup soccer game between Japan and Thailand. We, of course, know the real reason Japan won was because of the snow. Probably the only reason. Now, I represent a business school in Japan called Hitotsubashi University, the Graduate School of International Corporate Strategy. We teach we have 70% of the students who are actually non-Japanese. And we have about a 7% representation from Thailand. So many of you are going to be my customers in a few years. So I have a vested interest in speaking in front of you. Now, the presentation I will be addressing will be the Japanese approach to knowledge management and innovation. I will be speaking for about an hour, maybe a little more, hopefully trying to apply what we learned in Japan to your business community, to Thailand. So with that, let me start. But before starting, I would like to know the makeup of the audience today. And this is a very simple psychological test that will tell me what kind of an audience I have in front of me. Now, teaching marketing and strategy, of course, my job is try to cater to the needs of my audience. So this little test will tell me what kind of people have assembled today. This is actually a psychological test developed by a Harvard psychologist. And according to the Harvard psychologist, he insists that depending on which of these symbols you will choose, he can tell you what kind of a person you really are. So I am going to ask you to select one of these four symbols that best describe your way of thinking, your philosophy, your personality. Now, he contends that this test is more accurate than the blood type test. So please participate in this very simple test, selecting one of the four symbols, okay? Let me try from the right-hand side. How many of you actually selected the square here? Can you raise your hand? 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people. We are going to have a very long afternoon. Because according to the Harvard psychologist, people who select a symbol are usually very intelligent. We only have 4 intelligent people in this room. So I will change my presentation package to cater to the needs here. How many of you selected the Z? Oh, a lot. Okay, 21 to be exact. This is the bird watching technique. And according to the Harvard psychologists, people who select the Z are usually very creative. They may not be intelligent, but, you know, certainly they've got the creative qualities. So I can talk about creativity today to 21 people. How many of you selected the triangle? Oh, great, 43. It's getting bigger and bigger. That's good news. Those who select the triangle, I would like to exchange my name card with you later. Because according to the Harvard psychologists, people who select the triangle are usually gifted with innate leadership qualities and, in the future, destined to get to the top. So, again, who were the triangle people? Please raise your hand. We will exchange name cards later. Okay, good. And how many of you selected the circle, please? Oh, my God, 145 altogether. Oh, my God. According to the Harvard psychologist, people who select the circle are definitely, not usually, definitely obsessed with booze and sex. So, I will have to change my presentation package. My original plan was to talk to intelligent people, but I don't think there's only 4 people here, so I will change my package. This is the theme from this year's Davos meeting, which was held in Switzerland 2 weeks ago. And the title of the presentation was called The Power of Collaborative Innovation. So it is very insightful for the Knowledge Management Professional Center Asia to take the theme this year for innovation, because this is exactly the title of this year's Davos meeting. And I was there 2 weeks ago. And I had a session called Designing for Resilience. Resilience meaning how persistent can you be? Even if there's a big shock, can you recover over the long term? And I was a moderator for this session. It was quite interesting because we had a lot of executives, 50 executives from around the world, think out loud in a 3-hour session on how companies can be resilient. One of the things that the World Economic Forum does very well is to put every learning into graphics, into pictures, like you will see here. So you will see words like love, values. These things are what make up resilience in the corporation. For me, it was quite an easy task because I really talked about the book that I am currently writing. It's called Extreme Toyota. And I'm going to be using the Toyota case today to talk about knowledge management. Now, have you received a sheet of paper in front of you that says that you will sign in blood, that you will buy at least 10 copies each? Try right, you didn't pass that around. I mean, you have to sign in blood. This will be coming out in June this year in English. And we really talked about this book in Davos when I was there. So this is a little promotion package. The 3 of us are the authors. We are professors at Hitotsubashi University. The woman in the center is the senior author. The person on the right is a colleague of mine who worked for the Boston Consulting Group for 25 years. So we just finished writing this book. And Toyota probably is the best example of a company that uses knowledge to gain competitive advantage. So I will be referring quite a bit to Toyota as my case example. Now, it's doing well.